Soak. So how long can you soak?
I don't know the exact rules. I guess.
What are you soaking? Actually,
I heard that you can't.
What did I miss? What are we soaking?
Dick in a vagina.
Oh, that's
this thing called the Mormon soak, which I didn't believe was a thing, but turns out it is.
Okay, that does not answer my question at all.
It's like some Mormons are allowed to put their penis in their woman or their girlfriend's vagina, but they can't thrust it. Like they get the one thrust, and then they gotta let it soak.
Eddie, you gotta do it for your wedding.
Say what?
You gotta do it for your wedding, dude.
No, I'm fucking like a man.
No, soak it.
No,
soak
I'm fucking like a man.
Please, bro. Come on, dude. Just do it once. Just once.
What do you think? What do you think I was doing when I said I had to go cuddle for a minute? Okay, I was doing the Mormon soak.
Soaking.
The Mormon soak.
So here's the thing. I know that Mormons are mostly white, so and they always want to find loopholes. So they can soak it, but she can stroke it. So there's some crackers found.
What?
Yeah. Yes, they say that he can't stroke it. Is there a rule that says that she can't move up on the dick?
Well, that's having sex. What the fuck?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Fucking Mormons and their loopholes. Mormons, let us know. Right.
No, it's not Mormons. It's white people in their loopholes.
Dude, all white people are not Mormons.
But most Mormons are white people.
Okay.
Most Mormons are white.
Yeah,
no, it's not.
And so, yes, they probably have other white people tendencies.
See, this is my thing. Like, white people do not ever see white people eat shit up. It is so goddamn frustrating. It's like, I was like, white people. They get so upset at these white, like one group of white people will get upset at another group of white people, and like, y'all are both white people in the same shit. So I couldn't do that. Never mind.
White people get mad at other white people.
White people, I don't understand. I get it.
There's so many white people that yes, we have to get mad at each other.
Oh my god.
We now accept the Irish as white people.
Jesus Christ! This show is getting real nationalist, and I'm
wow.
Yeah, what a great cold opening.
I'm having second thoughts about having Ashtray sleep under the same roof as me. It's cool because all my guns are upstairs. Well, I'll be because you're gonna be downstairs on the couch. My son's gonna be like, "Daddy, there's a weird man downstairs."
Yeah, right. Keeps trying to show me centerfolds.
Stay away from my kid.
People watching the stream are just gonna get to watch us behind the scenes for a few minutes.
Yeah, right. Because you don't get your shit together. Way to go!
Right now is when my family was downstairs.
Some bitch.
Are we actually live? Where's my notification?
We're live, actually. Yeah,
we are live. And Jonathan asks, "What's up, Teddy?"
What's up, bro?
Hope Jonathan's not Irish.
He is, and I vouch for him. He's a cool guy.
All right, we'll let him in. Probably a hard worker. And
he's already
fighter.
He's in there.
Weird about the
Irish.
Irish.
So we're filling up airtime.
When did the Irish? Let's talk about this a little bit. So the Irish.
Why?
Well, the Irish, they were like the indentured servants and shit like that.
Yeah,
back in the day, right?
No, that's the shit white people made up to make them feel better about slavery. Okay, that white people work the field too. I get it. Okay, if you want to bring this shit up, I'm gonna do my next show.
Well, the thing is, yeah.
Just fuck all your whole shit up.
The thing is, we've now enrolled the Irish into all right, you're now white.
Because they are white.
Well, when did that happen?
That's how stupid racism is.
Right, it is
they
stupid.
Look exactly like y'all, but they're not white because they're Irish.
Well, they come from then there's those from the Scottish Isles where That's where all the hillbillies down south came from.
Like, are white people running out of brown people to be prejudiced against? And y'all have to be
Yeah, we are.
against other white people? I mean, is it how this is fucking?
It's
They like whiskey. Fuck them all.
Wow.
So are we
Irish
ready to do
not
this
white.
episode before we get
The
more
Irish
racist?
are not white.
What the?
All
Why?
right?
Why are they not
Irish are
white?
Because
white.
I want a
Oracle
white
doesn't
person
like
to say
gingers,
this.
and that is reason enough.
Jesus Christ. See, white people never see white peopling shit up. And when other ethnicities watch this shit, it is so goddamn annoying.
I don't even know what the fuck
Fucking
you're talking
shit.
about.
I'm talking about white peopling shit up and not noticing.
Don't even get me started about the
I'm saying.
Slavs.
Okay, start the show.
Oh
This
my
shit's getting off
god.
the
In
track.
this
All right.
episode of the Red Eye Report, we put the usual hard work in. We find out what tastes better when it's wetter. And as usual, we dissect the demented proclivities of a broken nation. With me this week is the all-seeing Oracle. Since he is all-seeing, deception doesn't work on Oracle. No, sir, brute force is all he responds to. Jim Jones style, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Brute
Yeah.
force through
Straight into your
Kool-Aid.
butt.
Brute force.
On a fucking
Sounds very rapey.
Take the Kool-Aid, bitch. Next to him
Wow.
is the soot-covered Ashtray. Ashtray is so easily deceived that he thinks he's been getting paid for the past decade. Really, we just deposit yen into his account, and voila, $1 becomes 100.
Hey, the numbers look good to me.
Yeah,
He can still buy his
Oh,
Coke.
it's a good week.
Here.
Yeah, right.
it's 74 yen.
Damn right. Like when I switch my speedometer to kilometers, man, I'm going fast.
We've also got an anti-vaccine Teddy.
Look,
Oops,
I'm
his
vaccinated
grandma
first off.
died.
No, I'm vaccinated. Don't give me that shit. I'm vaccinated.
Begrudgingly.
Yeah. So what? That doesn't mean I'm anti-vax.
So what?
Come with that
Last
bullshit.
and least, I'm the Mystic. I've been pulling the biggest charade of them all. My name isn't really Mystic. And this is the Red Eye Report.
Oh man.
I don't know if you guys knew that at all.
Mind fucking blown.
Yeah.
Who is
This
this
is-
man?
This guy's
Mar-
a
it's
gangster. His
Bartholomew.
real name's Clarence.
Bluesy.
Bartholomew.
Clarence parents have a real nice marriage.
Go back to Teddy's begrudging vaccination.
Yeah, but yeah, you
What's gonna be funny is a year from now you're gonna be like, yeah, I don't feel any different.
I don't. Yes, I am bitching for the sake of bitching.
No,
yes.
by then the tail, you won't even know it's there.
Yeah, but also,
Yeah,
I look. Y'all are gonna heat up a fucking a super space age TV dinner, and you're gonna sit down and you're gonna see the promotion that says, "Were you or anyone in your family vaccinated with the Moderna or the Pfizer vaccine or the Johnson & Johnson? If you were, then you are entitled to compensation. Please call this number at 1-800-888-SUCK-MY-DICK."
I don't.
Wow. Anyway, so subterfuge is, I guess, what I'm talking about. Military deception. We're going to focus on the military because for this episode, we kind of just sloughed off and watched Suicide Squad.
I'm gonna get
As
some.
you
vodka.
do.
We're gonna do like a hybrid review of the Suicide Squad and talk about other military
Yeah.
deceptions throughout the ages.
About why it was based on a true story.
It was completely based on a true story, ancient Rome.
Fucking starfish.
So types of different military deceptions. There's diversion.
Ooh.
So there's the use of feints, demonstrations, displays, or
Look over
ruses to draw the enemy's attention. So example, one night in August 18th in 1943, the Royal Air Force carried out Operation Hydra, bombing of a World War II rocket research center in somewhere, a German town in the Baltic Sea. I can't say
Somewhere.
that. Peenemünde. Oh, you know what we forgot? Teddy, get the fuck back here. Man.
Yeah, I've saved mine.
Moment. Yeah, come on.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I went to the bedroom. I didn't go downstairs. I'm here.
All right. Moment of inhalants. Go.
Okay, now I'm going to get the vodka. I'll be right back. I'm serious this time.
It's
I went to
weird
grab
being
some
the
booze, I'm
square
sorry.
again.
Jesus fuck.
It's nice to be hip for a little while.
So anyway. I can't breathe. Hold on.
Jesus
Big hit, dude.
What a shit show of a show we are. Our sponsors are gonna fucking
So
fire us.
anyway, Operation Hydra. Operation Hydra, Royal Air Force, bombing a German fucking research center, rocket research center in Germany. Over a period of time, the British had conditioned the Germans to expect and respond to attacks on Berlin by sending de Havilland mosquito bombers along the same route toward the city. When the British executed Operation Hydra, the Germans believed 8 mosquitoes flying toward Berlin were the vanguard of yet another attack on the same target. As a result of this diversion, the Germans deployed the majority of their fighter aircraft over Berlin, which gave the British an advantage over the city they were actually attacking.
So they just looked like another
over
squad.
a period, over a period of time, they had conditioned the fucking.
Yeah.
So when they attacked it with less force this time, Germans were like, then they attacked the actual one that they wanted to attack, which I'm sure is this is one example.
It sounds like they faked them out, right?
Yeah, they basically, but it was it was over a period of time. Yeah. They set it up. You know what I mean? It was a long fucking.
Length of time, though. I know
it doesn't say. It just says over a period of time.
Yeah. Well, the Brits, they were really heavy into like deception and shit, weren't they, during World War II?
Yeah. So, the feint is an offensive action involving force-on-force contact with an adversary. So a feint will cause the enemy to concentrate resources at an incorrect time and location. A series of feints will condition the enemy to friendly activities in the same location. So causing them to lower their guard or raise their guard where you don't want them to. Mm-hmm. It's the same concept, just fucking using force, basically. Demonstration is kind of the same thing as a feint, but without force. This one is dumb. I don't even know why they use this fucking example. Anyway, the ruse is the deliberate exposure to the enemy of false information. And this one is like spy network type of shit. Like fucking putting shit out there. Big in the back in the days when there wasn't like solid communication lines. I'm sure you could fucking slip some information in there pretty easily. So an example. There goes Ashtray. An example of a ruse is the creation of the fictional Major William Martin. He was called the Man Who Never Was, as a British officer carrying important World War II battle plans. It's part of the Operation Mincemeat Deception. That's what they called it, Operation Mincemeat. So good. That concealed the location of the planned Allied invasion of Sicily. The Allies intended for the Nazis to acquire the false documents, which indicated a planned Allied invasion of Greece and the Balkans, and then incorrectly allocated troops and material. So, now that we know what they are, talk about some history of ones.
Wasn't D-Day? Wasn't there?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I thought that it would have been as bad as it was. It would have been even worse, right?
Right. Yeah, it would have been way worse. They would have fucking walked into a buzzsaw. Like they just kind of walked into machine guns.
Yeah. If that wasn't bad enough.
Right. God damn it! I can't.
You having like
I'm split between two screens because fucking Ashtray's
not here. Because fucking Ashtray isn't here. Fucking asshole.
So this one involves Rhode Island. Actually, it was one of the first ones. George Washington is actually listed in here quite a few times, and I always heard that he was a good tactician, like a good manipulator of of the battlefield and shit. But I had never really heard that he was big on the spy thing. So the Siege of Boston. As head of the Continental Army, George Washington successfully used deception to equalize the odds in the fight against the larger, better equipped, and better trained British Army and its mercenary allies. During the Siege of Boston from April 1775 to 1776, the newly organized Continental Army, and I guess the reason that I'm saying this is like, just pay attention to how simple just the one little thing that he did changed like the course of it. So Among the most critical shortage of supplies was the lack of gunpowder, which was so acute that in a battle, Washington's troops would only be able to fire 9 bullets per man.
Damn.
That's how little fucking gunpowder they had.
Wow.
So to conceal the lack of gunpowder from the British, Washington's quartermaster soldiers filled gunpowder casks with sand and shipped them from Providence, Rhode Island to the Continental Army's depots. The deception fooled the British because they would intercept them, or they wouldn't intercept them. They would just feel like they would fucking, you know what I mean? These are, because they got plenty of fucking supplies. They might outnumber them, but we're not gonna attack. So during the entire siege, that's how they kept the British Army at bay. The siege of Boston, just by using, like, if they had captured one of those wagons, they would have been fucked.
Oh yeah, they'd be
They
like,
would've
"This
known
is
there was
fucking
sand in it.
sand,
There was
man.
sand in it,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're gonna
Yeah.
go in there."
So that one little ruse over a course of like a year and a half kept those people alive. That to me, that's crazy.
But they never they never once found out that they were they never once stopped the transport and found out that they were fucking
That's what I'm saying.
transporting sand
Like,
and shit. Holy shit.
He
I mean,
obviously
thought-
never played
I
fucking
thought it happened over the
Assassin's
course of a
Creed.
few battles. I didn't know it happened over the course of years, man. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Should have played Assassin's Creed 3. They would have known.
Hold on, I'm scrolling through the fucking tons of trying to find.
Where's Ashtray at?
I don't
Where's
know.
Ashtray?
This fucking dickhead.
He's
God.
watching it now. He's not even a fucking. He's just watching it. He's not fucking. Fuck his Ashtray. He didn't pay his Comcast bill.
The second that I fix the screen, he's gonna come back into the call and fuck it up.
Yeah, so one of the biggest ones actually in World War II was Operation Barbarossa, which was the German High Command explained away the creation of a massive force arrayed to invade the Soviet Union by informing Soviet leaders, including Joseph Stalin, that it was a training preparation for an invasion of the United Kingdom. So basically, that one little lie worked. They amassed it, and that's how they invaded the Soviet Union. By just being like, oh, don't worry about it. It's just a training exercise so we can figure out how to do it against the UK. What the fuck? Soviets are that stupid? Are you serious? Like,
And then he's like, okay, trading over.
Yeah, why would you trust the fucking
foreign power,
Nazis, right? Like,
so, yeah.
Well, I mean, at the same time, like Stalin was like friends with. I mean, him and Hitler were friends at first, though, right? That's the reason why I could have trusted him.
yes, I don't think those guys.
Yeah,
had,
they were friends until he fucking turned on. I mean, that's one of the reasons the Nazis won lost because he fucking he turned on Stalin,
right.
and then like Russia and the U.S. came at him, and everybody else came at him,
So here's this one. Deception played an important part in the war in North Africa. In 1941, a British army unit led by magician and illusionist Jasper Maskelyne prevented the destruction of Alexandria, Egypt, by using lights to recreate the nighttime image of the city while blacking out the actual city lights, coupled with explosives that simultaneously simulated German bombs landing on the city. Maskelyne's illusion caused German planes to release their ordnance on the empty coastal site he had prepared rather than on the city.
Wow.
Subsequently tasked with preventing the Germans from attacking the Suez Canal, also a key asset in the Allied supply chain, he responded by creating a system of swirling searchlights which cast a spray of strobe light over more than 100 miles of the sky above Egypt. German pilots were unable to see the canal and so were unable to destroy it.
Wow. Huh.
Like that's I guess
first,
it takes some outside the box fucking thinking.
Right.
I mean, yeah, that first thing about him recreating the city with lights and shit. I thought he did some hologram type shit at first.
Oh no, this is World War. This is 1941.
I know, and that was the cool part about it. I was like, recreated, and I was like, oh, he did this. Okay, yeah. At first, it's like, this nigga made a hologram. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's also behind Operation Crusader. So during the siege of Tobruk, the camouflage artist along with him, Stephen Sykes, built a dummy railhead near Meshifa in Egypt. The intent, which succeeded, was to divert German aerial attacks from the real railhead and deceive the Germans into believing that a British attack would not begin until the dummy was completed.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's fucking.
I'm surprised they, if that was so successful, why the fuck did they not use that more?
I don't know. Yeah, in Operation, he had another one in Operation Sly Bob. This dude is like the fucking grandfather of this shit. His unit attempted to create a dummy submarine that would draw the attention of German reconnaissance aircraft along the German and Italian Italy to Tripoli supply line, enabling British ships to gain the element of surprise when attacking Axis shipping. By using old railroad sleeper cars, a wooden frame, nailed and welded beams, and metal tubing, Maskelyne's unit succeeded in creating a prototype that British ship commanders, unaware of the deception plan, nearly sank when they observed it near the Suez Canal. Jesus Christ, dude, this guy's fucking great. Anyway, getting to where's Ashtray? What happened?
Who cares? Keep going. We're better without him. Keep going.
So here, well, after this one, we'll go on to the movie Normandy, like Oracle was talking about. So before the June 1944 D-Day invasion of Normandy, the Allies launched a deception codenamed Operation Bodyguard. As part of Bodyguard, the Operation Quicksilver Deception portrayed 1st United States Army Group, FUSAG, whatever that is, a skeleton headquarters commanded by Omar Bradley as an Army group commanded by George Patton. So basically they created this fucking fake like communication line, and they thought that this was the fucking unit that Patton was commanding, and so they thought eventually that it was gonna fucking invade France at Pas de Calais, the fall of 1944. So British and Army troops used dummy equipment, false radio traffic, and double agents to deceive German intelligence on the location and timing of the invasion. The Germans awaited the Calais landing for many weeks after the real landings in Normandy, leaving the place near Calais several divisions that could have helped delay or defeat the Normandy attack. So by them doing that, that's basically, even though how many people died in Normandy?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Fucking, I want to say it's, I don't even know. I don't want to say it's 100,000, but
not many black people.
So Normandy Beach, let's see here. Fact sheet. So they landed 160,000 troops at Normandy.
25 made it past.
So casualties on June 6th have been estimated at 10,000 killed, wounded, and missing in action. Over the following days, the Allies gradually expanded their tenuous foothold when a failed German counterattack on August 8th resulted in more than 50,000 German troops being encircled. Cost of the Normandy campaign was high on both sides. Allies landed more than 2 million men in northern France and suffered more than 226,386 casualties.
Fucking shit.
Yeah.
That's 10%.
72,911 killed and missing, and 153,475 wounded. German losses included over 240,000 casualties and 200,000 captured.
Dude, so in one battle, that's 500,000 people.
Yeah.
Right.
Either dead or wounded.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
So the Japanese did this shit too.
Fucking crazy ass white people.
One thing I thought was clever, that the Japanese held airfield in Yanhei District, China in 1945. The Japanese painted on the ground the image of a B-29 bomber that appeared to be on fire. Their intent was for the painted image to appear real to high-flying aircraft, which would lower their altitude in order to investigate, and they'd fucking shoot them down. They would also use bamboo-framed dummy aircraft to project more air power. So, they'd have 3 real planes and fucking 25 bamboo ones. Shit. Just to show that they were more powerful.
Yeah.
Anyway, we could go on through this shit all day, but I really want to get to Suicide Squad, which is the new one, which is weird. The name, first off, Suicide Squad. I mean, there was already one named Suicide.
Yeah, what is up with this?
I will.
Teddy, explain.
The reason why is because there were a bunch of Suicide Squads, and the name of the comic was the Suicide Squad. It might have a subheading, the Suicide Squad, and blah blah blah, but it was the Suicide Squad. They were all supervillains at some time that were captured. I've been drinking. I can't remember the name of the prison. They were captured, and Waller fucking and every time they did a mission for it, they took a thing off his time off the sentence.
Right.
And that's why it was called the Suicide Squad, because the Suicide Squad is like an amalgamation of a shit ton of supervillains in DC universe that were caught and did some missions for her to get some time off the sentence.
I gotcha. All right. That's cool. So why is there no I'm not asking you, Teddy, but I'm just saying, why is there no subtitle to this one? Then I don't get.
That's because James Gunn wanted to be a dick. Now he's directing a fucking DC movie.
Didn't he already do a DC movie? What did he do? No, he did Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah.
So anyway, right off the bat, I actually liked it. You know what I mean? I liked.
But you also like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, so that's it.
Dude, I like the comedy in it, like between what's the name of the character, Idris Elba's character?
Yeah, Deadshot or Deadeye?
Bloodshot.
Bloodshot.
Was it Bloodshot? No, that's not Bloodshot.
Is it Deadshot? I can't remember his name.
Bloodsport.
Bloodsport, yeah.
Between him and Peacemaker, John Cena's character, like Peacemaker shoots that guy.
Yeah, the whole kill off was pretty cool.
Yo, you wounded a mate. Like a second, blows up, and he's like, he likes to show off. Unless what you're showing off is dope as fuck. Just the way that they delivered it really well. At first, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but I actually liked Harley Quinn. Normally, I don't like shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And she was crazy as fuck too, which was cool. I mean, it was definitely.
I liked her a lot more than I thought I was going to. Like when she was going through that prison and fucking just lighting people up and shit.
Right.
That was actually pretty fucking badass.
Like Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn is the close. Like Harley Quinn came about in the old Batman cartoon and shit. And so and then they started writing her into the comic books because she was popular in the cartoon. And her portrayal in real life is like the voice and everything is so close to what I saw as a kid. And so like even in her movie, the Birds of Prey, I didn't like the movie, but I still loved her version of Harley Quinn because it was even down to the fucking hyena pets. So I mean, I've always loved her version of Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
it's the closest to what I knew as a kid. So.
Yeah, I mean, I really dug it. I don't say that often. But I did like about movies. I did like Guardians of the Galaxy though too. I do like James Gunn's.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big comic book fan, but this one was a little different. You know what I mean?
I think it's because James Gunn he does a good job with comic books that are not. To me, this movie was kind of like a Tim Burton, like an adult Tim Burton comic book movie because he tried to stay true to the outfits and things like that in the comics.
Like it isn't like super polished. Like some of those outfits look dumb as fuck. A lot of
because a lot of those outfits were made in the 60s and 70s, and that's how stupid they were.
Yeah.
Right.
So like the javelin guy, like that the javelin whatever, his costume was true to the fucking like a lot of these guys I had to look up and shit because I didn't know who they were. That's how obscure they were, and I'm a fucking comic book nerd.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was pretty awesome.
I did like the reason that I chose Subterfuge tonight is that opening I liked. I really like the
that was
whole
pretty
lead up
great.
and
Yes.
invasion.
Yeah,
they
that
just,
was
and they
great.
just get
The
slaughtered.
invasion,
And then
dude.
all of a sudden you're like, here's the real invasion. Like, I'm
Right.
like, yeah, that would be the total. That's totally the Suicide Squad. It
Yeah.
makes total
Yes,
sense, dude. Like,
yeah.
just they're
Yeah.
fucking, they're expendable.
Yeah,
you know?
that
Like,
was
they
that
are.
was that was
fucking-
great.
They're criminals, right? And it happens in
Right.
the comics.
The
Right.
weasel, when
The
the
weasel, yeah.
fucking weasel when he jumps in the water is fucking
I know.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You check that the weasel can fucking swim.
Fuck. And here's the thing. Here's the like Amanda
Oh.
Waller's costume that she had. If you watch the original Suicide Squad, she was dressed in a business suit. In the comic books and the cartoons, she always wears that like kind of purplish pink suit with that polka dot fucking whatever thing you call hanging over the front. And the chick, I can't remember her name at the time, but the chick they got to play her does it fucking perfectly. Like I really like the cat. Like they did, yeah. If you ever watched, like I said, the Batman cartoons, Justice League cartoons, it's very true to what I watched as a kid. Like
Yeah.
this movie was fucking. It was dopey. It was goofy. It was fucking great. I laughed my ass off.
Yeah, I did. I liked Peacemaker a lot, and I hear that he's getting his own standalone fucking show on HBO.
Oh really?
John Cena as Peacemaker, yeah.
It'll
Because
be
that's
okay.
why that scene at the end where they saved him. See that? I hope you saw
I
that.
I
hope
didn't-
it's
I
ruin
didn't.
it.
Oh, dude,
I-
yeah, you got to watch the end credits. They save him.
Yeah,
always
yeah.
watch it. DC started copying Marvel. If you can get people to sit and watch the goddamn credits that are fucking 15 minutes long for a fucking 15-second clip.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Just
They were
tell me
able
on
to
the
save.
internet.
They were able to save Peacemaker.
Yeah, they were.
Really? Yeah, just
Yeah.
tell me on the internet or whatever. I don't give a
I will
shit.
say-
After that point, I've watched the movie. I'm not gonna sit and watch after the credits.
It tees up the next one. You got to be
Whatever.
ready for it, bro.
Just fucking
man.
tell me.
I had
This
a
is-
professor.
See, and that's exactly why we have fucking 12 goddamn Fast and Furiouses, because you won't sit after the credits and watch a goddamn comic movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
I
my
fucking-
fault.
I had a professor that she would fucking fail you if you left before the credits were over, because we had to watch movies. That was like every Tuesday we would go watch movies, and then Thursday we would have like discussion about it.
Oh, really?
But if you left, yeah, she's like, she'd get pissed. She's like, those people put a lot of hard work into that shit, blah blah blah.
how
I'm
would
like, yeah, and
here's
they
the-
got
how would
paid.
how would she know the credits were? Because I mean, did you look for the credits? Did she quiz
She
you
would
on
be
It's
there.
in the
The
class,
like,
theater
rip
was
key?
at school. She'd watch them with.
Oh, okay. So
So you'd
people
have to go there and watch the movie in the theater with them.
Oh, okay.
It was actually a pretty cool experience because you got to
Yeah,
watch
it
films.
seems fucking
I would
badass.
never watch these films. You know what I mean? They were like
Right. Yeah.
Citizen Kane and shit. I'm not gonna go watch that by myself. Fucking
Right.
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have watched that movie if it wasn't for the show. So,
Yeah.
but I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So yeah. Fuck. Just talking about. Oh, okay.
Suicide
I'm gonna give it
Squad.
I guess I'm gonna give it. What are we doing out of 5?
Out
Five.
of
Is that how
5,
we
yeah.
almost did it? Out of 5?
Out of 5. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 4. It's a
This-
solid.
that's
Solid
that's
movie.
the highest rating you've ever given a movie.
No,
ever
it's
done.
not.
It is. It
Bullshit,
is. It
dude.
is.
I've given.
And I am
plenty of
willing to
documentaries
go
higher
back
than
and do
that.
goddamn research. That is
Do
the
it.
highest you've
Dude, I
ever.
guarantee you, I've given.
You've probably matched it. You probably matched it or gone lower, but you've never gone higher than a 4.
Because
Yeah.
Idris Elba has that big dick energy, homie.
Yeah.
Big dick energy. That's right.
Idris Elba was great in this. Like he was so
Yeah.
good. And when he was my favorite parts with Idris Elba was when they were first getting the team together and he introduces them. They're like, okay, we're setting up a unique squad with everybody has their unique powers. And then he tells them what Peacemaker's fucking abilities are.
Oh yeah,
Idris
yeah, yeah.
Elba's like, what the fuck are you talking about? That guy does
That's-
exactly the
that's
same
me,
shit I
yeah.
do. I mean, just his delivery is fucking great. Like he's got this like, powerful thing, but he's got the delivery for like fucking funny ass shit. Or when he was having the fight with his daughter in jail, really
Oh my
good.
god, that was so good.
Yeah, really good. I also liked when he was doing the fighting, like when he was fighting that starfish.
Hey, Ashtray, ruined the whole goddamn movie for everybody.
Well,
Shit.
When he was fighting that big
His name
creature
is Starro.
or Starro
Okay.
or whatever.
And also, he didn't have all the powers in the comics that he had in the movie. Okay, because these
Right.
retards would not have beat him. So,
I appreciated when he, like, there was this huge thing and fucking he just like whips out these fucking guns or whatever and starts blasting that fucking thing. Like,
oh yeah,
you could tell that
guns he has,
you
Starts
could
putting
tell
shit-
that it
yeah.
was affecting it, but also it was like, this is only going to hold this thing off for a little bit. But you know, he's like, I gotta
Oh,
fucking
no,
do
he
this.
found
There it
us.
is. There she is.
Oh
Back
no, he
up,
found
yeah.
us.
Yeah.
No, it was so
Guess
great.
who's back? Guess
So,
who's back?
I will
Guess
give
who-
it a 4.
He's back in the motherfucking house.
I enjoyed the movie quite a bit. I think I probably like Guardians of the Galaxy more than I like this.
Okay, yeah, but I mean,
Did he
It's
direct
about the
all
same.
3 Guardians Galaxies?
They
There's
only
only
made 2.
There's only
Oh,
2 of them.
There's only 2 of them. Yeah.
So actually, my favorite scene though, when you were talking about Peacemaker, is when Peacemaker goes, he goes, she said something about, "Aren't you called Peacemaker?" And he's like, "Yeah, but I'm willing to kill every man, woman, and child
Yeah.
to make it happen."
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, my favorite scene
good.
is what's our Oracle? What'd you give it? What would you give it?
I'll give it 4.
Or okay,
Favorite scene.
okay. So my favorite scene. His favorite scene. I thought it was
favorite scene was when he was introduced to Peacemaker, and he's just like, "What the
Oh, yeah,
fuck are
okay.
you talking about?"
It's
He's got
exactly
the
the
same.
fucking same shit I did.
yeah. All right, my favorite scene was like again the fucking like John Cena and Idris Elba's like chemistry was fucking awesome. My favorite scene was when they're on and he's in Peacemaker where they're on where they you find out they're the real team and they're going in the jungle and Peacemaker's like if there's a whole fucking the beach is full of dicks and had to eat every last one of them for peace.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not do it. And he's like, why would somebody put a bunch of dicks on the beach? I don't know, but I eat them all for peace. I guess
But I eat 'em all.
for peace. I give the movie a 4. And like I said, it was a Tim Burton style comic book movie, for adults. It showed it was really really funny, really great. I'll give it a 4. You should watch it because it's funny as shit.
All right, Ashtray.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'd say I'd go with the good old classic average 4. I think my favorite scene actually was when what's her face, Harley Quinn, because I actually surprisingly I just started watching the first one, which it's like a lot of the same actors. So is it a sequel or is it a remake?
It's not a sequel. As I explained earlier when you dropped in the call,
Yeah.
Mystic Acts. It had the same title as the other movie, the Suicide Squad, and that's
But it's
because the
got the in
Suicide
front
Squad
of
has
it.
always been a group of criminals that have been used by Amanda Waller to do certain missions.
Sure, the first one was just called Suicide Squad. This one's
Right.
the Suicide
That's
Squad.
Suicide Squad, yeah.
So the I actually found myself liking Harley Quinn's character more than I expected. And my favorite scene actually was when she shot the motherfucker right in the chest.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah,
good.
but
I
you
was
can't
like not
he's talking
expecting
about
it.
he's talking about murdering kids, bruh.
Right.
Yeah,
Gotta
no.
have 'em
Yeah.
blind.
Well, just like how she's it was that kind of followed that whole montage of romance.
Also, Sylvester Stallone was in the movie.
And I liked
Yeah.
how
Nom.
No.
yeah, she basically had this like explanation that like, yep, I've been with a lot of fucking, bad relationships, and I just told myself whenever I see a red flag, like, nope, just gotta stop her right there. It's like taking that red flag idea to the extreme.
and killing kids, it's a fucking red flag.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Her fight scenes were pretty badass when she grabbed that staff, that fucking javelin thing, started fucking dudes up with it.
Right.
That was cool.
Yeah, I read actually that the scene where she was in the prison and she was tied up, and she grabbed the key with her foot and unlocked
yeah.
it. She actually did that. That's actually
Really?
her. Yeah, she did it
Yeah,
in like the
okay,
first
she
take.
grabbed the key, but then she pulled it up
Yeah.
to her fucking shit.
She
Oh,
did it.
really? Wow.
Yeah, she did that.
Huh.
Yeah.
Impressive.
I'm sure it was like, well, I can get the key up there and put it in, but like, I don't know if she was able to fully unlock. Anyways, probably wasn't a real lock. Who knows? But
It's James Gunn. He's like, yeah, we weren't expecting her to be able to do that. She fucking did
that's
it.
some flexibility, though.
Yeah.
Word.
Kudos to the
I guess though, when you're that skinny, not much weight you have to throw around.
Yes.
All right, all over. Got around a 4. Exactly a 4.
Yep.
Yeah,
Decent,
Mystic
good
gave it a
movie.
4. Okay, Ashtray, you're here now. Can you remember any time that Mystic gave a movie a rating higher than 4?
No.
I know I have.
Probably
You have,
some
and you're
like
so-
Norwegian.
You even said it. You even said it
movie
before
or
you started
some
reviewing this
shit.
movie.
Yeah.
I'm kind of harsh on them, and I don't like comic book movies, and I like this one.
Citizen Kane, I think he was all like,
well, that
jerking
doesn't
off
count. It's
about.
Citizen Kane. Can't give that Lord like a 4.5, or you're inhuman. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm
What
black,
about
and I'm saying
what
that.
about Judge Dredd? The remake? What did you give that?
He
Red.
probably
I
gave it.
I bet you I gave it a 4.5. I really like that movie.
That was a good movie.
He gave it a 4. He's only saying 4.5 because he.
I don't know.
We should
4.25
we should have a
maybe.
revisitation
4.25.
4.15.
because
maybe.
we're already getting to that point, because as tech and the postmodern recycling advances further and further, we already are redoing topics like the motherfucking Olympics again.
Ah,
Um,
right?
We can re-review Dread.
It's a great movie.
Anyway, what's sexy? This is where we tell you what's sexy. I guess fish tacos. Virgo.
Fish tacos. So, despite living on the West Coast in California for a while, and now living on the East Coast for a while, I've never had fish tacos before. I always thought they were gross. And
The name.
Why? Do you like fish?
No, the name fish taco just sounds ugh,
Yeah, it
What, do you
sounds
not
kind
eat-
of
do you
weird.
not eat pussy?
like
No,
a
I like-
dirty,
I like-
don't understand why
I
it's-
like a
like-
dirty pussy. That's what it
Like
sounds like.
fish fry, but yeah, I just didn't really know with like the salsas and shit. I wasn't really sure how I felt about that. Well, anyway, I've been fishing out here in Wisconsin. I wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and I go out fishing for a little while. And
Nice. Oh,
I
man,
Just
that
catch
sounds
up
awesome.
least? Do you make them into tacos? I mean, what do you do?
yeah, so here's a picture that I snapped from this morning when I was out there. Just, I'll share the screen. It's fucking like just stunningly
Can't
beautiful.
even see the other side.
Right. And, this is right next to where I live. It takes me like 15 minutes to get out there. And I've been catching fish and filleting the fish and shit, and decided to go with the fish tacos and fried up some bluegills that I had caught. And they were really fucking good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's just fish wrapped in tortilla, just like any other meat you
Yeah,
put in
but
there.
Yeah.
I just, I didn't
that's what
know like with like the guacamole and the salsa and
Oh,
like
yeah.
the shit
That'll
like
help.
that. Yeah, I don't
Really?
know. Like for
Is
some
that how
reason that
bland and
seemed.
boring your life is? You didn't know if avocado would go with fish?
I
Are
guess.
you fucking kidding me? Are you are you one of those missionary only type motherfuckers? I mean, really.
Dude,
I don't know if avocado would go with fish.
my extent.
Who would have thought?
Dude,
Who
my
would've fucking
my
had
ex,
to-
my
to have
extent.
your life. What the
My
fuck?
extent of fish eating is fish fry, Friday night fish fry,
Yeah.
where
Well,
you
I know that's a
fucking,
lie because I'm always
Rural
like,
Wisconsin.
right.
So, I mean, it's-
So when you start talking about like adding these like pico de gallo with fish, whoa, hold on a
This
second
is
the
here.
what?
This is almost as absurd as this
Yeah.
goddamn crackhead story. Okay, this is move
Oh,
on.
it ain't quite that absurd, but
Move on.
the no, it reminds me of a story of a friend who was trying to basically an art teacher wanting to never mind. Where's Mystic?
I'm fucking with
right
you.
here.
I don't.
There he is.
I'm fucking with you. Tell your
Let
story.
you guys
man.
talk.
I'm just tell your story. I'm just fucking with you. Go ahead. Sorry.
The no, we'll move along.
All right.
Sorry, I'll get too long-winded.
The Art of Rally, the game, real simple one that I downloaded. It's free on Xbox. Get it on Game Pass. It takes you through the 1967 Rally, World Rally Championship, all the way up to the 90s for like a single-player campaign. It's got time trials and shit. If you don't know what rally racing is, it's just racing over dirt, ice, snow,
Wherever
really
you
fast
can.
and sideways.
Mhm.
But
I know what rally is.
the
but I don't know
game's
what
super simple looking. It's like
Yeah.
RC Pro-Am almost. But the controls are surprisingly hard. And when you actually get them right, yeah, move that just somewhere along in the. But when you do get them right and shit, and you get your times are competitive, it's really fun. And it's just something you don't have to invest really any time into.
Is this on Xbox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at all those poor people.
Well,
Yeah,
if you watch in real life, like when there's some guy drifting like a 90-degree turn, there'll be like
Oh, yeah.
where his ass end is swinging around. There'll be like a swath of
Yeah,
people, a bunch of people there,
die.
and I'm like, dude, you were like 2 feet from his bumper.
Right.
Well,
But I
and
get
things
to
too
see
is
the
like,
race.
don't get so damn close to where the fucking car is gonna be whipping around.
I mean, yeah, and
But get
that's
on
how
the
it is.
inside of the turn. All right.
Yeah. So anyway, it's
Fucking
just
white people.
like the first
Sure.
time I really ever reviewed a game. So
You
it wasn't even really a review.
There are 2 first of Mystics. You got to
Just go
game
play
and
it.
give them.
So, okay, let me ask you this, Mystic. Does it
What's up?
have a good fucking like progression?
storyline.
Well, not even a storyline. Just like, okay, you need to win this race to do this,
Yes.
or a championship, or
You have
something.
to win. You have to get a podium in the championship that you're racing in to unlock a car. The better cars in that category. So each, like, I think it's like 67 to 72, you're in Group B, which is like the slowest of the groups. And then you move up to Group A, and then S. I don't know what the group names
Mhm.
letters are. But you
Yeah,
eventually
that's
move up to like the big ones, like the 700 horsepower fucking like. Those are, so you know what I mean? And it gets progressively harder to figure
Right.
out how much throttle to give it and what angle to go in fucking to each corner at and shit. And it's kind of cool.
that's my biggest beef with a lot of modern racing games is they try to make everything like open. Like Forza Horizon is a great example. I fucking love Forza Horizon 4. It's a fantastic game. But after a while, it's just like when you unlock like the whole map, it's like, well, what do I do now?
Right.
I kind of just
back road.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay, but I wish there was like, hey, you need to do this. Now you do that, and now you do that. You know?
But
Right.
In Forza Horizon, they didn't have that little like a.
They do, but those are pretty small compared to like all the other things. Like, I don't know. It gets to be a little too much. Like Assassin's Creed is a good example. When all of a sudden you've just got like a gazillion things on your map, and it's like, well, what the fuck do I do now? I don't know what I'm gonna
Murder
do.
people.
I guess I want less choices.
Indiscriminately, you murder people.
I suffer from choice paralysis.
But you're also the you also are the type of person that will fuck with a setting until it's perfect. So like
Exactly.
we're too like me. I'm just like I by the time I get to a game, the end of a game, I don't know what the story was. I just know they had to murder everybody.
I want a bespoke experience that is given to like crafted.
See, I just want to murder. I mean, it's just. You gotta kill this guy. Okay, cool. I'll go kill him. What, let me tell you why. I don't care. I just gotta kill him.
All right. Teddy Deadwood.
Okay, so I watched Justified, and then speaking of the Mystic, he said if I like Justified, I should watch Deadwood. So I checked it out. I'm generally not a Western fan. This show was it's a Western. It's about the town of Deadwood, in North Dakota, and how they started from a camp and became like a city. The people in the show are historically, it's like a historical drama. Like a Sweargen, or as his name is Ian McShane, I think his name is, the best character ever created for TV. It's not the exciting like shooting westerns you think of. It does, like I said, it's a historic drama. It does have people. It has Calamity Jane, Wild Bill Hickok, Wyatt Earp, and one of his brothers. It's more of a, it's they say, I feel like it's more of a cerebral chess game, because every season there's a new person that Swearinger, the guy that Ian McShane has to like try to come up against. He starts out
first.
Yeah, William Randolph Hearst. Yeah, Swearinger starts off as the main bad guy, and you slowly learn that he turned from you think of him as a bad guy, and you learn he's not really a bad guy. He just wants to make money and what's best for the camp, because the camp is the best way for him. And he kind of turns into like a pillar of the community. It's a really, really good show. It does end really, really horribly. It's got 3 seasons. It's on HBO Max if you want to watch it. It does end really horribly, but there is a movie that kind of sums up what they did. And it is great to see everybody, because the movie takes place 10 years after the show. And it is kind of cool to see everybody, and they're all old and shit. But also the movie kind of ends in a up way.
Yeah.
It's like the movie's going great, and I'm like, and I'm looking at the time, because I noticed it. I was sitting there, and Stephanie comes in the room, and I'm like, okay, and I pause it, and I notice I've got like 15 minutes left. I'm like, really? It's gonna have a shitty. It's either gonna have an awesome ending or a shitty ending, and it had a shitty ending. But the show up until the ending is actually pretty cool, because back in that time, I mean, people there's a scene where a guy tells Hearst that he can read. Hearst is like, well, we'll prove it. Read the goddamn letter. And the guy starts reading. He's like, no, out loud, motherfucker. Like show me that you can read. I mean, in a time where you didn't expect people to be this smart, they're doing things and making moves. Like I said, it's like a cerebral chess game. Like Swearinger would do a move or do something, or try to interpret somebody else's move, what's the best move to make it, things like that. And then somebody would do something to throw like Trixie shooting the motherfucker. It was a cool kind of. It was a really cool Western show that I don't like.
All right,
I don't like
cool
Westerns.
show.
So.
Did it? Ready? We're going way over on time, man. Ashtray.
He's not in here.
Oh, that's why he hasn't popped up on my screen.
Yep.
Anyway, cool Ashtray. That's a cool. What's sexy? Oracle, fuck what you think. Brain battles.
Brain battles. Sometimes I wonder why I chose teaching as a profession, especially teaching adults, because I tend to, if I don't hear from somebody, I get into these brain battles with them, and I think like all this shit, like, oh man, this fucker, like they're trying to they want to throw down. I'm going to have to fucking shut them down and tell them off, and none of it's true. Like none of
get
it.
In your own head.
Right.
Yeah.
Like then you actually meet with the person and it's fucking fine. And I tell myself, I'm like, you don't have enough information here. Don't fucking do this, you fucking retard. And I do it.
Yeah.
Every time. So yeah.
Every goddamn time.
Just the brain battles, like whatever. At least I don't like freak out and like actually beat people up or shoot people or whatever.
Do you think it has anything to do with your military? And by that I mean, so let me explain. Military taught you whiteness. No, military taught you to take every situation and read into it enough so that you are prepared going into it, right?
Right.
So like there's a thing, I don't know the guy's name, but I heard about I read this article about this dude who was doing research like on chess players, and they think so much ahead, and they're like for 12 hours a day they play chess, and that's all they do is they anticipate. So in their real life over a period of time they start to anticipate, and they become more paranoid. So like, do you think that might have anything to do with it?
I think it definitely does. It's
like you're conditioned to think that way, and
Right.
now in normal settings it just doesn't translate.
right. Oh, and that's like definitely, and it's something that I talk to my therapist about on a regular basis and try to.
It could be your whiteness.
Well, I'm sure the whiteness that could play into it as well, but it's
A little part.
you know, that's the thing. Sometimes it pays off. Like 1% of the time it pays off, but I'm not living in Deadwood in the fucking 1800s or whatever. You know, I live in modern.
You're in Rhode Island.
Right. I live in.
There are less black people in Rhode Island than there are in fucking Deadwood. Okay.
There are plenty of black people.
There's like five.
Teddy, this doesn't have anything to do with black people. But it pays off 1% of the time. Like when that guy tried to shake me down with the goddamn baseball bat. But the other 99% of the time, it's totally overblown. It's a completely the usefulness, the damage that it causes outweighs the usefulness most of the time. Right. And you know, I try to fucking chill out and shit, and for the most part I am pretty chill. Like I was having a good day today, but then I get into these loops where I'm just like, man, that motherfucker, I'm gonna tell him to fuck off. I'm gonna fucking, you know.
I understand the same thing.
I'm gonna go to his fucking house, man. I'm gonna beat his ass. You know,
this cat. I get you.
Yeah, wow. I've never gone there.
Yeah, you're the mad-headed bunner.
Although I have broken the taillights of a dude, and then when he was at a party getting drunk, I fucking called the cops and told him he was fucking swerving all over the road and shit, so he got pulled over.
Did he get a DUI?
That's white girl shit you just did.
It is, dude. It is.
I mean, really.
But he totally pulled a bitch move on me, so I thought I'd do it back to him.
By a chick.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Yeah, it was pretty grimy. Yeah, fuck you.
I'm just saying. That was some bitch shit you did.
I'd do some bitch shit on your woman. Anyway, Afghanistan. That's what my fuck what you think is. Should have never been there. It sucks for the people that are there. I apologize as an American. I don't know what else to say. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's over now. There's no, you can't. I like what Biden said. He takes, you know, his part of the blame for it. He was the vice president during, you know, a big chunk of it, and they didn't do shit about it. Mm-hmm. And now it's you got to kind of just rip the Band-Aid off, because we've given them 20 years of training and support and blah blah blah. They need to be able to defend themselves. You know
it did dick. They fucking disappeared in a day.
Right. Yeah, and so why would we defend a place they don't even want to defend?
I had to say to a group of, I have a lot of Republican guys that come into my place, and I was like, look, Trump campaigned on getting out of Afghanistan. He he said he wanted to do it, but he never did it as president. He didn't get us into any more conflicts, but he didn't get us out of that one as he said he would. So I'm like, you can't. I mean, there was no way to get out of that cleanly. No way for any president. No way.
Right. Yeah.
No fucking way. And Trump wasn't gonna risk fucking doing it and fucking up what he had. So I mean, it sucks, and we should have been there. And it's, you know, I feel sorry for. I mean, it's real.
Yep. Anyway, that's all I want to say, man. But anybody who thinks differently, go fuck yourself. All right. Teddy, goddamn tent people.
Okay, so So the place my wedding is at is called the Cool Springs House. It's an old house that was moved from some racist part of Tennessee to this racist part of Tennessee. We can't use the house for dancing and things. So everything is outside. It's got a few like 2 or 3 barns on the property. So everything is. I had to get a tent, tables, chairs, everything's outside. So the 10 people, because everything I ordered they need like 4 or 5 hours to set up. So I was like, well, you all have to get there like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning because the wedding's at 11. And when we started the contract and I signed the contract and everything else and paid half of it after I signed it, they said okay. And then when I go back to pay the other half, this was about like 4 weeks ago, I think 3 or 4. They said, hey, can we set up the day before? It'll save you $150, but it'll cost me $250 to rent out the property. I was like, I really don't want to do that. Just the contract says you all show up when you all show up to set up the shit. So they said, okay, how about you check it on? Anyway, they told me to hold off on paying off the rest of the balance until I could see if the property was ready to be rented the day before the wedding. It was empty, and we did rent it out. And so when I called back to let them know they can set up the day before the wedding, they said that, well, our Fridays are full now, so we can't do that. We'll be there at 5 o'clock set up for your wedding on Saturday. And I'm like, so why the fuck did I rent out the goddamn place before?
Right.
You all told me to hold off. And so that's my focus. So now I gotta see if I can get back $250. Probably not gonna get back.
Mhm.
Stephanie actually the one that paid it. I'm gonna try to see if she can get it back. But it probably won't happen. I asked when we I sent an email to the venue and told them we don't need any more. Can we get our money back? And they're like, well, no. You can bring like your tuxes and stuff like that night and up and lock them up and stuff. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Why would that's not worth $250?
Right.
So I'm like, what? No, we have your money, but we're not giving it back.
Mm.
That's pretty much what they're saying. So, and that's my focus thing.
Or
You should just go there and just fuck on everything. Like just do nasty ass sex.
Okay, first off, I had to insure the property for $1 million. Okay.
What?
Yes, I did because apparently it's historic because it's Tennessee and it's racist. I don't know, but I had to insure the property for $1 million. You can't throw rice on our exit. You can't throw rice or anything else. You can use sparklers or bubbles or something else, but you can't. Yeah,
Wow.
it's very. We can't tape up anything. We can't nail anything. It's very very strict property.
Damn. It's $250 a day though.
No. The property to rent out the property for early usage like rehearsals and things like that. It's $250.
Oh.
Which is a big discount from what it really is to rent out. So. But that's a fucking
Gonna fucking
Anyway.
tear one of those barn doors off.
yeah.
Oracle, you calm your ass down, okay? You
I'm gonna get
calm
into
your
a
ass.
rage.
and that's why I'm only getting y'all weed, not cocaine. Okay? Because of you. Because of you.
Fuck around and ruin it for everyone.
Goddamn right.
All right. In all seriousness, go fuck yourself, Princeton, New Jersey. That's our show. We're going to be here every Wednesday or Thursday at 10, whatever. Make sure you join the conversation at theredeyereport.com or facebook.com/theredeyereport. Actually, not the Red Eye Report, Red Eye Report. You can also twiddle us at redeye_report. Like it, share us, or fuck us. We're down for whatever. I missed it.
I'm Oracle.
And I'm Teddy, and Ashtray ain't here because he a bitch.
Ashtray ain't got no cell service. And this is the Red Eye Report.
We still haven't picked our